To begin the bottom of the spreadsheet, it is not necessary to enter student names. However, you can if you want to. Simply complete the yellow boxes. So next to student 1, if I have only 5 students, I'm only going to fill in, for students 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, let's remember that even though spaces have been provided for 5 questions, my students were only required to answer 2 of 3 questions correctly. For student number 1, they answered 2 questions correctly, and I'm clicking in the box, and then I'm using the drop down to answer yes, and they answered the 3rd question wrong, so I'm going to say no. I want to point out that over here on the right-hand side, the system has determined that this student can be counted as a success because they met the requirement of answering 2 out of 3 questions. Now let's look at the second student. They answered the first question correctly, the second question incorrectly, so I'm answering no, and the 3rd question correct. Again, they're a success. The 3rd student missed the first question. So I click next to the 3rd student, I use the drop-down box, and I type no. But they answered the 2nd question correctly, and they also answered the 3rd embedded question correctly. Again, they're marked as a success. Well, finally, and unfortunately, student number 4 answered no. The first one was wrong, rather. They didn't answer no, it was wrong. The second question was also wrong, but the 3rd question they answered correctly. Unfortunately, they cannot be counted as a success because they did not answer 2 of the 3 questions. Now for the 5th student, they have the exact same answers as the first student. I could simply fill it in. If you're up to a shortcut, then you can select those cells, right-click and copy, and then paste that data for the 5th student. But again, that's only if you're up to it. You can just go ahead and click in every box if you're more comfortable doing that. Now, that was just for the first student learning objective. So it's important that I then go on to student learning objective number 2. Now, some of the information is already completed, so I just simply can complete the information I need to. And I would go through, this is maybe again 2 out of 3 questions. I want 70% of my students, and again, I had 10. So I'm going to say yes and no, and I would fill it in as follows. Do that. If you have 5 student learning objectives, continue this process until you fill out 5 tabs. If you have more or less, then you would fill in however many you need to. That's all there is to it. Then you want to save. Now, if you're comfortable, you can then attempt to upload the file into the PAWS learning system. If you've never done that before, you might be more comfortable saving this file to a flash drive or a floppy disk or something like that, or emailing it to someone who can help you, and then uploading that into PAWS when you're on campus. Just bring that in, and probably many people in Trailer A, or I'd be glad to help you upload that. And I think once you do it once, you'll find that it's a very straightforward process. Thank you so much for your patience. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.